Hey, don't look at your phone right now, please. Eyes on the road. I'm serious. And if you're not driving while you listen to this, well, this is just gonna be awkward, but maybe it's something you want to listen to. But whatever notification lit up, it can wait. Whatever that thing is you've been mentally rehearsing since you got in the car, the argument, the to-do list, the thing someone said to you last week that you're still turning over, just set it down for a second. Just drive. I really want to talk to you. Not at you, to you. And ideally this would be a two-way conversation. But I think something brought you here. Maybe you tapped this on purpose. Maybe it autoplayed. Maybe a friend sent it to you and you forgot about it until right now. It doesn't really matter. You're here, you're moving, and that's actually kind of perfect because that's what this is about. Let's start simple. How are you, actually? Not the answer you give people at work. Not the I'm good, busy, you know how it is version. I mean, under everything. Behind the routine and the responsibilities and the version of yourself you put on before you walk through doors. How are you? I'm going to guess that some part of you is tired. Not just physically, though maybe that too. I mean, tired in the way that happens when you've been carrying something heavy for a long time and you've gotten so used to the weight that you forgot you were even carrying it. Trust me, I'm a stuff carrier. That sounds like diseases. I meant like emotional stuff, baggage, but anyway. You just end up thinking that's what life feels like. That heaviness. Some of you listening right now are going through a hard season. Something isn't working. A relationship, a job, a version of yourself that used to fit and doesn't anymore. And you're not sure if things are falling apart or falling into place. And honestly, the two can feel identical from the inside. Some of you aren't in crisis at all. You're fine. That's almost worse in a way. Because you can feel that fine isn't what you came here for. You can feel the gap between your life as it is and your life as it could be. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be grateful, but that gap has a sound. It's tiny, but it's constant. You hear it in the shower. You hear it at 2 a.m. You hear it occasionally when a song hits you in a way you weren't expecting. And some of you are somewhere in between. You've been doing the work, the journaling, the therapy, the meditation, the prayer, the self-improvement content, all of it. And you're better than you were, but you haven't arrived yet. And you're starting to wonder if there is even an arrival, or if this is just the journey. Forever, which is either deeply comforting or deeply depressing, depending on the day. Wherever you are, that's fine. You don't have to be anywhere different to hear this, right? I believe what I'm about to tell you with everything I have. None of this is a mistake. I don't mean that in the surface level bumper sticker way. Although I love bumper stickers. I've never really had any, but I like reading other people's. But I mean it in a cosmic and historical way. The probability of you existing, your specific parents meeting, the specific moment of your conception, the specific chain of events across thousands of years of human history that led to you listening to this in a car, on this particular road, on this particular day, is so astronomically small that if the universe were trying to produce you at random, it would fail 1,000,000,000 times before it got it right. And yet, here you are. I mean, if you don't see the miracle there, if you don't see the statistical improbability there, then I don't know what to say to you. It's not nothing. It's not an accident. It seems like something conspired over an incomprehensible amount of time to make exactly you. The question worth sitting with, not answering right now, just sitting with, is what are you going to do with that? I notice a lot of things about people. I guess I'm a noticer. But it seems like most of us live at about 40% of what we're capable of, including me. I don't think it's a product of laziness or because we're broken, but maybe because we made a deal at some point. Probably when we were young, probably after something hurt, where we agreed to want less, to expect less, to take up less space, to need less, to be less, so that we wouldn't be disappointed, so that we wouldn't be rejected, so that we wouldn't become a burden. And it worked. It protected you. That smaller version of you got through some genuinely hard things. You should respect that. But here's the problem. Most of us never cancel the deal. We're still living inside a contract we signed when we were kids, with a version of the world that might not even exist anymore. We shrunk ourselves for a room that we weren't even in. We're still being careful around people who left years ago. We're still proving ourselves to someone who stopped watching. And that deal, that unconscious, invisible, completely understandable deal, is the thing between you and the life you actually want. Not your circumstances or the economy or your past. Not even your trauma, as real as that is. I think it's all about the deal. So, what does it look like to cancel it? Honestly, it's not dramatic. There's no single moment where the music swells and everything suddenly changes. It's more like a series of small acts of courage that end up compounding over time. It looks like saying the true thing instead of the comfortable thing, even when your voice shakes. It looks like taking your body seriously. It looks like starting the thing. Not when you're ready. You won't be ready. Just starting it, messy, starting it scared, starting it with no guarantees. It looks like letting people actually see you instead of the curated version, which is terrifying, and also somehow the only thing that actually creates the connection you're hungry for. It looks like taking your body seriously, sleeping, moving, putting things in it that don't numb it, because you can't build a meaningful life from inside a body you've checked out of. It looks like getting honest about what you actually believe, not what you were told to believe, not what's socially acceptable to believe, not what keeps the peace at family dinners, but what you, in your quietest moments, when you're alone and the performance is off, actually sense to be true. The work isn't glamorous, but that's what it is. And to me, it's the most important work that there is. Now, since you're still driving, I want to talk about destiny for a second. And I'll try to do it without making you cringe, which I know is a risk. We've over-romanticized the word. We made it about fame and arriving and being chosen for something spectacular. And for most people, that framing makes destiny feel like something that happens to other people, not you. You're just regular. You're just trying to get through the week. I think destiny is actually the version of your life where you stopped pretending to be less than you are. That's it. It's not a destination or a title. It's not followers or money or some kind of recognition, though some of those things might come. Destiny is just the full expression of who you actually are, in service of something bigger than yourself. And the reason it feels so out of reach for most of us isn't because we're not special enough, but it's because we're literally just waiting for someone's permission, someone who doesn't exist. We keep waiting for someone, this magical someone, to tell us we're ready, for the circumstances to align, for the fear to go away. But the fear doesn't go away. I'm sorry. Nobody who ever did anything meaningful seems to have done it without fear. They just decided that the thing they were building mattered more than the comfort of staying still. And I think you're allowed to decide that too. And I just want to speak directly to someone for a second. You've been really hard on yourself lately. Harder than you'd ever be on anyone you loved. I know that for a fact. You've been replaying your mistakes like they're the whole story, and you've been comparing yourself to people whose social media stuff you keep mistaking for their full life. You keep saying the word should. I should be further along. I should have figured this out by now. I should be better. Please just listen for a second. I know you know who you are, but I didn't want to say your name. The fact that you care this much about growth, about being good, about doing better, is itself evidence that you're not the person that you keep saying you might be. Broken people don't lie awake worrying about whether they're broken. You're just in the middle of something. This isn't the end. And the middle of transformation is supposed to feel chaotic and uncertain and slow, because you're reorganizing yourself at a level that takes time, like actual time, the kind that can't be hacked or optimized or scrolled through. Please be patient with yourself. I'm not asking you to be complacent, but just patient. There's a big difference. Complacency comes with not changing, but I think patience is changing slowly and trusting the process even when you can't see the progress. You're not behind. You're exactly on time. Now maybe the drive is over, or maybe it's a really long drive. I didn't really think this through. But before you park this car, I want you to make one decision. Not 10. Not a whole new system. Just one. What is the one thing? The one specific thing that you've been putting off because you're afraid, because you're not ready, because the timing isn't right. Okay, have you got it? If you don't, it's okay. You can keep thinking about it. I want you to decide right now that you're going to do that thing. Not perfectly, not with a plan. And of course, if you don't listen to idiots, then please feel free not to. But just move toward it. This week, not someday. This week, please. Your highest self is not a future version of you that arrives after you've fixed all your problems. Your highest self is available right now, in this moment, through the choices you make today. You don't have to earn it or unlock it. All you have to do is stop blocking it. And the most common way we block it is by waiting. I know I do. I wait to feel ready. I wait for the sign. I wait for permission. Please consider this your sign. Please consider this your permission. Hopefully you're almost there. Unless you wish this was a longer drive, in which case I hope you're not almost there. But I was going to say wherever you're going, you're close, but now I don't know if you're close, so I'm just going to stop talking. Let's just take a breath before you walk in to wherever you're about to walk in. Home, work, a school, a hospital, a place you're not sure about yet. Take one breath and remember who you are before you become who that place needs you to be. You're not just your role or your function. You're a full, complex, luminous human being who is in the process of becoming something, and that process is sacred, even when it's hard. I'd say especially when it's hard. I'm glad you were here today. I'm glad you're driving. I'm glad you're moving. Keep going. And if you weren't driving, thanks for listening anyway. This has been Idiot Mystic, and I'll see you on the next one.